This program is proudly brought to you by TAC Insurance, Mitre 10 and Nissan. In 95 years, the Premiership pennant has never left Victoria. In just a few short hours, history might be made. From Perth on Australia's west coast, the Eagles have arrived for their second successive tilt at glory. They are the favourites, a tough, match-hardened combination in just their sixth season in league football. From Corio Bay come Geelong, 133 years old and looking for Premiership number 6. They've waited 29 years for this moment. They know what to expect. Today, Australia stops for a football match. But what a match it promises to be. The Eagles of the West Coast against the Cats of Geelong in the 1992 AFL Grand Final.
The aerobatic display unit from the Royal Australian Air Force, the Roulettes, over the famous MCG Arena. An arena that is almost fully packed today. We're expecting more than 100,000 people to the AFL Grand Final. The first time we've had more than 100,000 people since 1986. That shot from the roof of the region as we zoom in on one of the most famous stadiums in the world of sport. The Melbourne Cricket Ground now boasting that great southern stand for the first time. And everything is prime. The ground conditions are perfect. The two teams could not be more ready for this grand final between West Coast and Geelong. Good afternoon and welcome to 7 Sports coverage wherever you might be watching right around the world. We're expecting over 100,000, as I said. The build-up to this game has been tremendous, like it always is in AFL Grand Final week here in Melbourne. There's a magnificent feeling here at the ground. Both supporters are very confident that West Coast will win today, and those from Geelong are just as confident. Just think about the Cats for a moment. It's been 29 long years since Geelong won its last premiership, its 6th premiership in the VFL back in 1963. And for the West Coast today, they're hoping to win their first premiership cup. And think for a moment about the 40 players who are taking part in this match. Not one of them has experienced a premiership at this level. The coaches have, Malcolm Blight with North Melbourne and Mickey Malthouse with Richmond, but today is going to be very, very special for 20 of the 40 players who will take part in the ground. There's been a lot of speculation this morning surrounding West Coast, whether Brett Heady would play. He's had tremendous problems all season with a hamstring. He's an important goal-kicking half-forward for West Coast, and whether or not Guy McKenna will play as well. We'll know the answer to that in about 15 minutes' time when the two teams run out on the ground. McKenna struggling with a sciatica problem. For Geelong, everything seems to be right. The 20 players are fully fit and ready to go. The pre-match entertainment's about to start. Let's join the arena announcer, Michael Williamson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you please welcome the Australian Army Band Melbourne, together with the Victorian Children's Choir, as they pay tribute to the guest performer at the 1980 Grand Final. I refer to the late, great Mr. Peter Allen.
The Australian Olympic team is celebrating its best result since the 1956 Olympic Games held here in Melbourne. Please welcome home once more our proud Olympic medalists, bronze medalists, representing swimming, Susie O'Neill and Samantha Riley. Athletics, Tim Forsyth, and representing tennis, Nicole Probus. From yachting, Mitch Booth and Lars Klepich. And members of the K4 canoeing team, Kelvin Graham, Stephen Wood and Ramon Anderson. Silver medalists, the Australian men's hockey team, represented by Warren Birmingham, David Wansborough, Lachlan Dreher and Jay Stacey. Representing canoeing, Danielle Woodward, and from poolside, bronze and silver medalist Glenn Houseman. From the speed of the velodrome, in the 1,000-metre sprint, Gary Niewon, and in the 1 kilometre time trial, Shane Kelly. And the 4,000-metre team pursuit medalists, Brett Aitken, Stephen McGleed, Sean O'Brien and Stuart O'Grady. Representing our recently returned Paralympians, please welcome gold medalists Brian McNichol and John Lindsay. And finally, our Olympic gold medalists, members of the three-day event equestrian team, Andrew Hoy and Gillian Rolton. Cyclist Kathy Watt, silver medalist in the 3,000-metre individual pursuit and gold medalist individual road race. And from Lake Banyoles, Clint Robinson, men's K1 1000. The double sculls team, Peter Anthony and Stephen Hawkins. And the Coxless Fours, Australia's awesome foursome, Mike Mackay, James Tompkins, Nick Green and Andrew Cooper.
Well, having relived the magic and exhilaration of Barcelona, let us again acknowledge our Olympians and Paralympians as they are presented with replicas of the AFL Premiership Cup in recognition of their outstanding achievements and as a memento of the 1992 AFL Grand Final. Let's hear it again for these marvellous athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, each year we bring you a special guest to sing Waltzing Matilda and the national anthem. This year, we are very proud to introduce to you one of Australia's most celebrated artists. She has won tremendous praise for her performances in great opera houses and concert halls all over the world. To sing for us today, Waltzing Matilda, and later on the national anthem, would you please welcome Melbourne's own Miss Joan Carden.
Once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolbah tree, and he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, and he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Up came the comeback to drink at the billabong. Down came the stringman and grabbed him with glee. And he sang as he shoved that jump in his tacker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he shoved that jump in his tacker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Up rode the squatter, mounted on his thoroughbred. Down came the troopers, 1, 2, 3. Where's that jolly jumbuck you got in your tucker bag? You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Where's that jolly jumbuck you got in your tucker bag? You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Up jumped the swagman, sprang into the billabong. You'll never catch me alive, said he, and his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, and his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
The brilliant Melbourne-born soprano singer Joan Carden. We take a break from the MCG. The teams will be out shortly for the grand final.
The 1992 AFL football season is brought to you by Gillies Pies, St George, Warrnambool Theatre and Prestige, Ron Prato Caravans, Ray's Disposals and Tyre Power. Tyre Power, the name in Victoria for quality tyres at competitive prices. For expert tyre servicing, front end and brake repairs, wheel balancing and alignment, and on-farm service. With a skilled network across Victoria, your man in Warrnambool is Neville McNeil. In Ararat, get a friendly greeting from Ross McCracken. When in Maryborough, ask for Tim Redpath. And in Ballarat, Clem and Brendan Foster and their team. With a man who owns the store, runs the store. Tyre Power, that's powerful stuff.
In these uncertain times, it's good to know there is an investment with bricks and mortar security and a top interest rate. St George Family Investments. You invest in Australian family homes and earn top protected interest. And with St George Family Investments, you choose the investment period and interest rate that suits you. Isn't it good to know you're doing the right thing with your money, safely investing in solid family homes? St George Family Investments. What a great idea.
I reckon some of the best things in this great country of ours are things that come from the country.
Couldn't agree more, Richo.
There's the ute.
Yep. Yes.
The stump jump plough.
Yep.
And what about the great footballers that have come out of the country? Mickey McGuan, Chris Grant out at Footscray, boy can play. Danny Frawley.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And some big bloke down at St Kilda.
Thanks, fellas.
And Gillies Pies.
Yes.
Oh, Tone, talking of Gillies Pies, have a look at that.
Yeah, and just leave one for us, Plugger. Look, Gillies Pies, country baked, your local country pie.
Berto and Riggs are used to working alone.
Backed a bit.
But this time,
We're back!
an old friend.
Freeze, police!
And a new one.
Watch this. My girl.
Are trying to get into the act.
You're not coming with us.
All right, I'll take my part.
No, you're
yes,
not.
I am.
Lethal Weapon 3.
I got a spare in the truck. I'll fix you. I can't believe they did that.
Sunday, be home for extraordinary motion picture entertainment. The premiere of Warren Beatty's box office smash, Dick Tracy. With a brilliant cast of superstars, including Madonna, Dustin Hoffman, and Al Pacino. For the first time on television, the Oscar-winning Dick Tracy, 8:30 Sunday on Prime.
Welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Right on time, Geelong about to enter the arena. There'll be a mighty roar in just a moment. They've been a record-breaking team all season. They kicked a record score against Brisbane this year in the history of the AFL/VFL. They kicked more goals and points than any other team in history. And they're the first team onto the arena. It's been 29 long years. There's Kenny Hinkley, third in the Brownlow medal. What a moment. Not one of the 20 players has experienced a grand final, but 9 of the 20 were involved in that memorable 1989 grand final, including one man they called God at Cardinia Park, Gary Ablett. And you just have the feeling that the stage is set for the 30-year-old today to produce his brand of magic that could turn this grand final. The Cats have been heavily backed this morning. They're 10-9 second favourites in a 2-horse race, but they're shortening all the time. And will that magic man produce something today that we'll talk about for 20 years? Let's join Billy McDonald, who's in the Channel 7 helicopter, and you must have a great view, Bill.
Bruce, what a picture we've got up here. Here come the balloons now. Geelong are out on the ground. The MCG is at near capacity. There aren't too many seats out there. The Great Southern Stand is full. It looks magnificent. There's plenty of colour down there. A lot of green caps, you'll notice. That's a lot of the West Coast Eagles supporters that have come over from Perth for this grand final today. The weather is fine and warm, perfect conditions. You couldn't hope for better. All is in readiness for one of the greatest occasions in Australian sport.
No question about that. And there's Malcolm Blight, the man who knows what it's like to win a premiership, 2 of them with North Melbourne, one of the great players in the history of the game. Coach at Geelong, just missed out in 1989 in a classic grand final when the Cats went down by a goal to Hawthorn. But they're back 3 years later and they're primed and ready to win. Don Scott and Peter McKenna know what it's all about to play in an AFL/VFL grand final at this ground. I welcome them here today. It's a magnificent occasion.
Yeah, Bruce, it certainly is, and good to be with you here too, Don, and 2 very evenly matched sides, Bruce and Don. And as we have a look at, we'll have a look at the Geelong side. It'll be up on the screen in a moment. It's a very, very good side. The Geelong side, there's key players, of course. Stoneham at half forward, Billy Brownless. Will he put in a match-winning performance? And look at that man on the half-forward line, Gary Ablett. He could win this game off his own boot. Tremendous, Don, to see Neville Bruns appearing in this side. He's had that knee injury. He's a gutsy little player. He'll give everything for his club. There's There's the West Coast Eagles players getting a G up from Mickey Malthouse, and they'll be pretty keyed up.
Actually, that's pretty important there. Just timing the entrance onto the ground is just so important. Geelong had to stand. The West Coast are going to time it beautifully, but West Coast, they man up. Will Kemp take on Bairstow? Will Turley take on Couch? Lamb and Scott, Pike and Hocking. They were the matchups when they met at Cardinia Park. They were the matchups last time they met here at the MCG. Somebody's got to take Sumich. My bet it could be Miles. Darcy could have the job, but there are going to be some important matchups as far as this West Coast side are concerned, because they're not a goal-kicking side, but they certainly have got committed players who do concentrate.
Great sign for West Coast. Both Heady and McKenna stripped and ready to come out.
If both those players are out, Bruce, I'd be tipping Geelong for sure, because they're vital to them, particularly McKenna off the half-back line where as we see the Eagles about to come out in the ground any moment. It'll be interesting, Bruce, to get the crowd reaction to the Eagles.
Well, there are many thousands of people who have made the trek from Western Australia to Victoria for this momentous occasion. It's their first grand final, remember, at the MCG for the club. They were at Waverley Park last year. It's the biggest crowd they've played in front of. 16 of the 20 players are back, including Carl Langdon, who missed out with injury last year, and maybe that man number 4, Peter Sumich, could hold the key to this grand final.
Also Matera and I believe Mainwaring will line up on the wings. That is a real important line, because they were match winners last time they met here at the MCG. Matera, Mainwaring across the centre.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see what Malcolm Blight does about Matera, because he can catch it to pieces. Will he play Trevor Poole there? Will he play Peter Riccardi, the pacey Peter Riccardi on him? Or will he just play a man-to-man up? There's Mickey Malthouse on screen.
And the meetings so far this year favour West Coast by 2-1 over Geelong. Surprisingly, the Cats at Subiaco, but West Coast at Cardinia Park, and the most important result there, the second semi, West Coast over Geelong, 133-95. A break, back to the MCG in just a moment.
Tried to put the Mitre 10 Come On In sale catalogue in your letterbox, but it's so chock-a-block full of do-it-yourself project bargains, so full to the brim with unbelievable timber bargains, so overloaded with hundreds of fantastic hardware bargains, and so jam-packed with all the new design tent ready-to-assemble furniture that it wouldn't fit. So come on into Mitre 10 now to pick up your free copy. It's bulging with hundreds of bargains. So to get your Come On In sale catalogue, come on in to Mitre 10.
He hasn't moved at all. I just put that thing under his seat.
Who's driving the car?
I am this How fast are we going?
Roughly 80. Okay. Hold it up high for me.
We're doing 90 in the 60 zone.
Once every 5 seconds.
The traffic was doing about 80.
That doesn't make it right. Jamie!
You can't get through their thick heads. The faster you drive, the harder you hit, and the more damage that you do.
Hold his head,
The physical evidence that we've gathered suggests that you were travelling well in excess of 60. I'm going to get someone responsible and take responsibility. No, it's terrible timing.
I
think you realise the young lade's died.
I'm going to take him home.
It's speed. You can't call this an accident. That guy's going to live with this for the rest of his life. Don't fool yourself. Speed kills.
Oh, my boy. Give me back.
When it comes to buying a used car, quality really is important. So we thoroughly inspect and workshop test every car. Then we guarantee every car for 2 years, unlimited kilometres. That's right, 2 years, unlimited kilometres. You see, we want to make sure we have the best cars available, the right price, with after-sales service second to none. It's all backed up by the best team in the Western District. We want you to come back.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Ray's Disposals Tent City and Barbecue Centre can offer you variety at affordable prices. Tents, barbecue, sleeping bags, camping equipment, footwear, everything you'll ever need for outdoor living. Ray's stock a large range of clothing, Dryzabone, Yakka workwear, the Bush shirt, Japara jackets, adventure clothing, heavy-duty rainwear. So if you're into the outdoors, Ray's Disposals Tent City and Barbecue Centre is the place to go at 424 Sturt Street, Ballarat, or visit Ray's at Geelong, Werribee or Melbourne for a bit of the outdoors at affordable prices.
Trust your security to Warrnambool and Ballarat Locksmiths, both members of the Master Locksmiths Association of Australia. These locksmiths repair locks to homes, cars and supply and install all approved locking systems, including restricted keying systems for high security situations. They also change lock combinations and sell safes. Both locksmiths stock a comprehensive range of quality Gainsborough door furniture and locks and a large range of reproduction cabinet handles and brass fittings. You can feel secure with Warrnambool Locksmiths Warrnambool and Ballarat Locksmiths Wendouree.
Just out from Panasonic, just in at your Western Region Retrovision dealer. Just for you. Portable Panasonic 34cm colour TV, $529. VHS movie camera with wide-angle lens, $13.99. Panasonic vacuum cleaner with high-performance motor, $169. 750-watt microwave oven, $349. Automatic bread maker, $299. At these prices, stocks won't last. So don't delay, buy now from your local Western Region Retrovision dealer.
Selections for today's grand final, even Steven practically. The 7 selectors, Geelong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Geelong and 5 for West Coast. So an even money bet amongst the 7 sport commentators. It's now time for the national anthem. The arena announcer, Mike Williamson.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you please stand for the national anthem to be performed by Joan Carden, accompanied by the Australian Army Band Melbourne and the Victorian Children's Choir.
Let's join Gerard Healy now for the Mitsubishi Motors Ground Report. Good afternoon, Gerard.
Good afternoon, Bruce. An absolutely glorious day in here. As you can see on the Mitsubishi Motors weatherometer, a current temperature of 15.2 with an expected top of 17 degrees. Humidity is currently 51% and there's a 10-kilometre wind swirling at ground level. So as always at the MCG, no goal advantage. The ground is in excellent condition. 3 votes must go to the curators who've had the super sopper going all night. And the forecast is for a fine and mild afternoon.
Couldn't hope for anything better than that. The toss about to take place. Dennis Rich and Peter Carey, the 2 umpires today. They've both been here before. John Worsfold, number 24. Western Australian captaining West Coast. Mark Bairstow, a Western Australian, captaining Geelong. And here's Gerard Healy.
Yes, down in the centre of the ground. The toss about to be taken. Awesome force, and Peter Tonkin throws the coin in the air. The call is made by Mark Bairstow. It was a tail, it's never failed, and he has kicked to the small scoreboard end.
So Geelong winning the toss as John Worsfold moves away. And in the Perth suburb of Nedlands, one of the favourite spots for Eagles supporters is Steve's Hotel. And look at them there, revving up the Eagles today. What high hopes they have in Western Australia. Steve's Hotel in Nedlands, and they're cheering on their beloved Eagles today. Well, our match commentators today are Sandy Roberts, Dennis Comedian, Ross Glendinning, Tim Watson and Bernie Quinlan are on the boundary. Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Bruce, and welcome on behalf of the commentators to surely the greatest sporting stadium in the world, the MCG, and doesn't it look a picture today as we welcome Dennis Comedian and Ross Glendinning. Gentlemen, welcome.
Afternoon, Sandy. Fantastic day, isn't it? And what an atmosphere.
Yes, you couldn't have asked for better, Sandy. It's just watching the games earlier too, it was a very high standard, and players were able to keep their footing on the ground, which you thought may have been a bit sloppy.
As Gerard said, conditions ideal for football, and special mention to the curators. This ground during the week has been absolutely saturated. White and Lewis making their way to the interchange area for the Eagles.
So Hetty will start on the ground.
Yes, and
McKenna is out there too, Ross.
Yes, and Brennan. There was some doubt about those players. Wills and Miles are the two interchange for Geelong.
So the matchups, very important. McIntosh goes down on Brownless. At the other end of the ground, Darcy has Sumich.
And already some pushing and shoving with McIntosh and Brownless. Brownless, a confidence player.
Worsfold has Ablett, it seems. They're on the wing at the present time.
And Bairstow on Matera.
Yep. Well, the jostling can go on because here we go. The 92 Grand Final is underway. Harding stands underneath the ball. Barnes there with him. Barnes